Why can't you just behave?
That's terrifying.
Welcome back to Rogue M4. I just wanted to talk about, the safety guy stuff. What is it we do and why is it hard? So a lot of people don't know what a safety guy does, and I just want to go through it. I've been doing the safety stuff for, 30 years. What is the goal of a safety guy? So the safety guy has to try to make sure that employees are following safety policies, state law, and federal law. So there's a thing called OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, who puts out a law that says employers shall protect employees from known hazards or maybe even suspected hazards. So the safety guy has to go out and deal with the employees to try to get the employees to follow the state, federal, and even company policies. That does a couple of things. So the goal is to make sure that nobody goes home bleeding, injured. There's some people get hurt but not injured, but you try to make sure that people don't get hurt. That's what a safety guy does. Don't get hurt, things are good. But to try to get the workers not to get hurt and to follow safety rules and regulations is the hard part. I've been in trouble for being too harsh. I've been in trouble for being too soft on employees. And just so a couple incidents, I'm not saying what year this was, I'm not saying what company it was, but I worked at a lot of different places. Crane operator. So this crane operator who has a load on his boom, and he's texting on his phone. Now the boom's not moving, he just got it set up and the guys up higher doing their thing. And so he's sitting there texting on his phone. I walk over, dude, you can't be texting on your phone when you got a load on your crane. Well, yeah, but I'm just kind of hanging out. They've been up there for about a half hour and they're not saying anything. Okay, I'm happy for you, but you cannot be texting if you got a load on your crane. So stay off your phone. Okay. Hour later, I see him sitting there texting on his phone. Dude, okay, so I told you not to be texting on your phone. I don't know what your problem is. Get off your freaking phone or I'm kicking you off site. They know the rules when they get there, so why do I need to sugarcoat it? So let's do it the other way. Hey bud, how's it going? I noticed you don't have your hard hat on. Oh, I know, it just keeps falling off because I bend over and it falls off, so I just left it off. Okay, so you kind of know this is a hard hat area, so you got to wear your hard hat so that way if you get hit by something. Well, there's nobody working above me, and there's nothing above me except for, birds. Okay, well, the policy is you wear a hard hat all the time in a hard hat area. So, wear your hard hat. Okay, so there's a rule that people know when they're hired. They train on it every year, and there's signage saying it's a hard hat area. And then you come back, guess what? Doesn't have his hard hat on. Hey, you don't have your hard hat on, so you got a couple of choices. You either wear your hard hat, or I'll get a hard hat that has a chin strap on it, and you can strap it to your head to make sure that the hard hat doesn't fall off. Or you know what, that little ratchet thing that's on the back of your hard hat, you can adjust that slightly tighter so that way it doesn't fall off. So I will demonstrate. Look, it doesn't fall off. So can you just kind of do that? Welders, let me pick on welders. Some of these welders, okay, I'll tell you what state. North Dakota was notorious for some of these welders. About 10% of the hundreds of welders that I've dealt with, about 10% of them, they're used to working in the field with really nobody dogging them, as they say. Nobody watching them. They can kind of do whatever they want. But you get into a gas plant, refinery, or something like that, and they want to do, you know, whatever they want. And it's like, okay, so you need to have a fire watch when you're welding. Anytime that you have, you know, spark producing, open flame, that type of stuff, you need to have a fire watch. Well, I don't have one. Okay, stop welding till you get one. That's the rule. That's the way it goes. So they sit there and they don't do anything. You come back by, what is he doing? He's welding. So you can kind of see how this goes. A lot of companies say, well, you're not a safety enforcement. Don't be an enforcement guy. Okay. So you want me to just, how many times do you want me to tell somebody that they need to follow policy, state, or federal law? I mean, just let me know. If you want me to tell them twice, 3 times, 6 times, how many times do you want me to tell them? And so I told this guy he's got to wear cut gloves when he's handling, you know, a box cutter. Dude, you got to put your cut glove at least on your offhand, for Pete's sakes. You don't cut your, cut your arm off. Okay. Well, if I tell that guy 4 times, because, you really can't enforce it, you just have to bug him. And then he slices his hand open. He's got to get staples or stitches, whatever. Now it's an OSHA recordable. And then the safety guy, the smart safety guys, always log and keep track of everything that's said and done, even by the employer, to cover your own butt. Do you remember the Exxon, was it Exxon Valdez? Anyways, they interviewed the safety guy, and the safety guy says, yeah, I told him there was all these problems 4 months ago. You gotta protect your own butt, because the safety guy is the first one that's fired and the last one that's ever hired on a job, because a safety guy is kind of like auto insurance. It sucks to pay for it, but you're kind of glad to have it when you get involved with an accident, right? Because the whole idea is accident prevention, trying to keep people from getting hurt. And it's also to protect the employer, so the employer doesn't get a $100,000 fine because the guy's fall protection wasn't right, or the fall protection setup wasn't right. Let's say they have to use ropes and stuff like that. So it is very difficult to be a safety guy. Sometimes you have to be rude and try to treat the people like they're, the harsh language that some of the oil workers use in North Dakota. You can call them all kinds of names, and that's nothing new to them. They use that wording all the time. If you try to be soft to them, oh, well, he's, the safety guy is this weak, don't worry about him. An acute thing. It doesn't happen right away. It's chronic. It happens over time. You get these welders. Dude, you got to wear a face shield when you're handling that grinder. Put some safety glasses on. Well, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I haven't been hit in the eyeball yet. God gave me 2, so I have a spare. It's kind of like cigarette smoking, I guess. You don't see the hazard while you're smoking. It's only when, 25, 50 years goes by and the doctor says, well, you've been smoking for 50 years, so you got lung cancer and you're going to die next year. You're like, oh my God, how'd that happen? Had one guy pulling on a wrench really hard, a big wrench. It slipped, cracked himself right in the skull, split his forehead open. Another guy was using a Mataba blade on a 4-inch grinder and slipped off, sliced the back of his hand open. People using a box cutter, slicing their hands open. People cutting their fingers off by using a saw because they wanted to, unjam it. It just, the best thing to do is, why not work safe? Go home every day and spend the money that you earned safely. You know, I could talk about this safety stuff for hours, but I'm not going to waste any more time. I just wanted to give you some insight about how hard it is to be a safety guy. If everything's working good, it's actually not that hard to be a safety guy. Just walk around, make sure everybody's working good, slap people on the back, tell them they're doing a great job, maybe buy them some goodies once in a while. People love hard hat stickers, give them a free lunch, whatever. You guys are doing a fantastic job. But to get from point A to point B, so everybody has good integrity, they want to be safe on their own, everybody wants to go home with all their fingers and toes and spend that hard-earned money. That's the catch, is finding that balance, so everybody you know, work smarter, not harder. I want to thank you for watching Rogue M4. Hit the like button, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe. I always appreciate subscribers. Be safe out there. Remember, you're the only person that's going to be caring about your own safety. Your safety depends on you. Thanks again for watching.